There is a molecule present in every single cell of your body that plays a major role in how quickly you age, how much energy you experience, how effectively your muscles function, and even how clearly you are able to think. Right now, if you are over the age of 60, the levels of this molecule in your body may have declined by approximately 40 to 70% compared to what they were in your 30s. This is not a minor reduction. It represents a significant biological drop that your body has been experiencing gradually over time, often without you realizing it. In addition, research has identified a particular form of vitamin B3 that has been shown in clinical studies to help increase the levels of this molecule again, and the findings observed in older adults have gained attention in research environments from Harvard to Wake Forest University. In this video, I will explain exactly what this molecule is, why it is especially important as you get older, and how it can be taken starting this week. I am Dr. Olivia Collins, and this channel focuses on bringing you the latest peer-reviewed scientific research, translated into simple and practical health guidance specifically for individuals over 60. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure to do so, because every week I share scientific insights that are often not fully explained during regular doctor visits. Now, let's understand what is happening inside your body. The molecule we are discussing is called NAD+, which stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Your body naturally produces NAD+, and it is involved in more than 400 enzymatic reactions. Every cell in your body relies on it. The mitochondria, which are responsible for generating energy inside your cells, require sufficient NAD+ to function properly. Your DNA repair mechanisms, which continuously fix damage in your genetic material, also depend on NAD+. Proteins that control inflammation, regulate sleep cycles, and manage metabolic processes all rely on this molecule. You can think of NAD+ as the energy flow within your body's system. As its levels decrease, different functions in the body begin to slow down gradually, often in ways that are commonly attributed to aging. One important finding is that studies published in Cell Metabolism and supported by multiple research institutions have shown that NAD+ levels in human tissues decline by about 50% between the ages of 40 and 60. By the time individuals reach their late 70s, some tissues may be functioning at only around 30% of their earlier levels. This is well-documented biological evidence, not speculation, and it helps explain many common experiences. Persistent fatigue that does not improve with rest, gradual muscle weakness without a clear reason, and episodes of mental fog, even in the absence of stress, are often considered normal signs of aging. However, these can be strongly linked to reduced NAD+ levels. The compound that has been studied for supporting this is called nicotinamide riboside. It is a form of vitamin B3 that many people are not yet familiar with. Unlike standard niacin found in common multivitamins, which requires a longer and less efficient process to convert into NAD+, nicotinamide riboside follows a shorter pathway. It enters the cells through specific transport mechanisms and is converted into NAD+ more efficiently. It works more quickly, is better absorbed, and importantly, it does not cause the skin flushing effect that often occurs with high doses of regular niacin and leads many people to discontinue its use. Take a moment to comment your age and one symptom you have been attributing to aging, whether it is fatigue, brain fog, muscle weakness, poor sleep, or anything else. Observing these patterns can provide meaningful insights. Now consider the example of Margaret. She was 72 years old, a retired teacher, and had been experiencing constant exhaustion for nearly 3 years. Her thyroid levels were normal, her iron levels were normal, and her vitamin B12 levels were also within the normal range. Her doctor suggested that her condition was simply part of the natural aging process and advised her to manage her energy carefully. Margaret began taking 300 milligrams of nicotinamide riboside each morning with breakfast. After about 6 weeks, she was able to complete her morning routine without needing to pause and rest. Within 3 months, her inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein levels, showed measurable improvement. Her physician described the outcome as unexpected, but from a research perspective, it aligns with emerging evidence. It is important to understand that this topic is grounded in ongoing scientific investigation rather than fringe theory. A 2024 study published in the journal Geroscience, conducted by researchers at Wake Forest University School of Medicine, carried out a randomized, placebo-controlled trial examining nicotinamide riboside in older adults with mild cognitive impairment. The results showed that supplementation with nicotinamide riboside safely and measurably increased NAD+ levels in the blood of participants. In addition, a 2023 twin study published in Science Advances reported improvements in muscle mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning that muscle cells became more efficient at producing energy. The study also observed positive effects on muscle satellite cells, which are essential for muscle repair and regeneration. This is particularly relevant for older adults experiencing gradual muscle decline, commonly referred to as sarcopenia. Another noteworthy finding comes from a 2025 pilot randomized controlled trial published in Geroscience. This study focused on sedentary adults over the age of 55 with elevated blood pressure. When nicotinamide riboside supplementation was combined with regular aerobic exercise, the combined approach produced more measurable benefits than exercise alone. This highlights an important concept. Rather than replacing healthy lifestyle habits, this molecule appears to enhance their effects. One of the most critical aspects to understand is that NAD+ plays a direct role in activating a group of proteins known as sirtuins, often described in scientific literature as longevity-related proteins. Sirtuins help regulate how cells respond to stress, control inflammation pathways, and support DNA repair processes. When NAD+ levels decline, the activity of these proteins is reduced. When NAD+ levels are restored, their activity increases. Research supported by the National Institute on Aging has associated sirtuin activation with favorable markers related to cellular aging. This provides a biological explanation for why some of the outcomes observed in clinical studies have been considered more significant than initially expected. Focusing specifically on brain health, neurons are among the most energy-demanding cells in the body and are particularly sensitive to declines in NAD+. A 2023 study published in Aging Cell found that oral supplementation with nicotinamide riboside increased NAD+ levels and reduced certain biomarkers associated with neurodegenerative processes in neuron-derived extracellular vesicles. However, researchers emphasize that this does not establish nicotinamide riboside as a treatment for Alzheimer's disease. Instead, maintaining adequate NAD+ may help support the conditions necessary for normal brain function and repair. To illustrate this further, consider the example of Harold, a 69-year-old individual who experienced a steady decline in grip strength and walking speed over a 2-year period. His physical therapist initially indicated that maintaining his current level of function would be a realistic expectation given age-related muscle loss. Harold incorporated nicotinamide riboside into a light resistance training program he was already performing 3 times per week. After 12 weeks, his functional strength showed meaningful improvement, leading his therapist to adjust the goal from maintenance to gradual recovery. A 2025 systematic review and meta-analysis published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle evaluated randomized controlled trials involving nicotinamide riboside and NMN supplementation in adults over the age of 60. The analysis found evidence suggesting positive effects on physical performance, particularly when supplementation was combined with exercise. Now, regarding practical use, clinical trials in older adults commonly begin with a daily dose of 300 milligrams of nicotinamide riboside. Some studies have used doses ranging from 500 to 1,000 milligrams and reported acceptable safety profiles. However, it is generally recommended to start with 300 milligrams and maintain that level for at least 8 weeks before considering any adjustments. It is typically advised to take it in the morning with breakfast. Since NAD+ is involved in energy production, taking it later in the day may interfere with sleep in some individuals. Taking it with food may help reduce the likelihood of mild nausea, which is the most commonly reported side effect and is generally temporary and not severe. When selecting a product, look specifically for those labeled as nicotinamide riboside chloride or formulations that use the branded ingredient true niacin, as this is the form used in most published clinical research and has a stronger evidence base. Check for third-party testing certifications on the label, such as USP verified, NSF certified, or Informed Sport. These certifications indicate that the product has been independently tested to confirm that its contents match what is stated on the label. Reputable options can be found at major retailers such as CVS, Walgreens, or Costco, or by searching for Nicotinamide Riboside 300 milligrams third-party tested on Amazon to compare available products. The typical cost for a 1-month supply of a high-quality product ranges between $30 and $50. It is important to use this supplement consistently for at least 8 to 12 weeks before evaluating its effects. Some individuals may notice improvements in energy and sleep within 4 to 6 weeks, while changes in muscle function and inflammatory markers generally require a longer duration of use. This is not a supplement that should be assessed after only a short trial period. Consistency over time is essential. Before beginning, consult your physician, especially if you are currently taking blood thinners, chemotherapy medications, or immunosuppressants. Although nicotinamide riboside has demonstrated a strong safety profile in healthy older adults in clinical studies, it is still important for your doctor to be aware of any supplements you are using. If you experience ongoing nausea, unusual skin reactions, or any unexpected symptoms, discontinue use and seek medical advice promptly. It is also important to understand that nicotinamide riboside is most effective when combined with supportive lifestyle habits. Regular physical activity, particularly resistance training, and sufficient protein intake, approximately 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, are important factors that help translate cellular level changes into noticeable physical improvements. The decline of NAD+ is widely recognized as a key feature of biological aging, and nicotinamide riboside is among the most studied and accessible approaches to support its levels. A daily intake of 300 milligrams in the morning, choosing a high-quality third-party tested product, and maintaining consistent use for 8 to 12 weeks form the general approach. Now, I would like to hear from you. You can leave one of the following comments, right starting this week if you plan to try nicotinamide riboside, share your current energy level on a scale from 1 to 10, or pass this information along to someone over 60 who may benefit from it. Your engagement helps more people access this information. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing so you don't miss future content. Upcoming topics will include a discussion on certain combinations of blood pressure medications that recent research suggests may impact kidney function in older adults. I am Dr. Olivia Collins. Take care of your health. You deserve it.